pole static magic. Here's the objective for this lesson. This is for December the 2nd, the week of December 2nd, and the week after that. For the next 3 weeks, actually, we're going to be doing this lesson. Next week, I'll add some magnets. So it'll be North Pole static magnetic magic. So next week, we'll add some magnets. Word of the week. We're going to have 2 since this is going to last 2 or 3 weeks. This week is repel, which means to push away. The next week will be attract, to bring together. More vocabulary than we're used to. These are up on the board. Charge, atom, proton, neutrons, electrons, static electricity. The book of the week is The Littlest Elf, and here is a printable poem with this link here. This is the video that will be shown inside the STEAM lab. I have 5 activities on here. I did write one, number 6, and I'll talk about that in just a second, but it's not necessary that you have to do it. It's just a little bonus. So, first activity, charged balloons. When you walk into the STEAM lab, there will be red balloons hanging from the ceiling above each table. And there will be a balloon in each chair, or it may be easier to collect them and put them in the gray tub under the teacher table. Either way, the students can pair up, have 2 balloons per table so they can, take turns. Or if we've got enough room to have every student to have a balloon, we can do that too. So whatever's there, that's what you use. So you rub the balloon on your sweater, on their shirts, on their hair, whatever they've got, they can rub it, and for about 20 seconds. Now, you can do this with a balloon. You can also, there's some plastic bottles. If you just take an empty plastic water bottle and rub that on your hair and do the same thing as you would with the balloon, it will gain charges also, but you have to do it for a little bit longer. So you can rub the water bottle or the balloon for at least 20 seconds. Then they're going to make a prediction. So what's going to happen if I bring the balloon that I have in my hand close to the balloon that's hanging up? Is it going to repel or is it going to attract? So they'll hold the balloon close to the balloon that's hanging from the ceiling, and then they'll observe and discuss what they found. And they'll look around the room to see if all the other balloons did the same thing. And if not, they make predictions and discuss why some balloons repelled and some attracted. And with that, you're going to bring the attention back to the board and to the anchor chart, which tells them if it's coming together, it's an opposite, it's a positive and a negative charge if it's coming together. If they're repelling, then there must be 2 positives or 2 negatives. So they can make that determination with whatever is happening with their balloon at their table. Activity 2, static in a snow globe. Now, same thing, rub the balloon or the plastic bottle, for 20 seconds, get it good and charged. Then hold up the light bulb globe with the point side up. You have to do that. And they can rub this globe, they're plastic, but they can rub it on their shirt and get that charged. Rub the balloon. And then once the bulb has the point up, if you place the balloon that's charged next to it, the little styrofoam snow that's inside the globe will move around and dance around, and that's a pretty cool little thing that they can do and observe. Activity 3, static can race. Same thing. Rub, get that balloon charged, and lay the can down so that it can either roll towards the balloon or push away. So it needs to be, this is standing up in the picture, but it needs to be like this. They will also make a prediction If it repels, they're going to understand that there must have been 2 positive or 2 negative charged. The balloon and the can had the same charge. And this one right here, doing the same thing. There's a black little plastic container with a lid. Inside it, there's some silver tinsel that's tied. There's 3 tied together, but there's 4 of those inside. So they get one connected group of tinsel. Try not to tear it. Got more on the back counter if that happens, but tell them to be really careful. But what they're going to do is rub the tinsel on the table to neutralize it. Rub the balloon with their hair and get that charged, and the tinsel should bounce away, it should repel. But when I was doing it, it kept wanting to attract and jump right back up on the balloon. But I have done it several times where it just floats in the air. This is the goal, to try and figure out how to get that tinsel to float in the air. There's also a little circular piece of, it's a plastic bag, but they can also try it with that and see if they can get them to float in the air. And here, there's a black tub. It's got some bubble solution in it. So they will use a straw. Make sure you use a clean one. They blow one big bubble, and with the charged balloon, have to rub it for 20 seconds. They can move that bubble around with the static will either repel it or attract it, and you can move it around if it's attracting. So that's a cool thing. And then the last thing that you could do, and it is on the lesson plans, but what you can do is there are white styrofoam plates. The kids can use tin foil and roll them up into tiny little balls and put them on the plate. And once they get about 15 or 20 little ones, little balls, foil balls, they can charge their balloon and they'll pop around. You can hear the static, and they'll actually become charged. Each individual foil ball will be charged, and they'll start jumping away from each other. So it's really, really a cool activity, but I don't have that here, but I will have it on the lesson plans, and it's on the board too. So just know that that'll be a really fun one to do. I'll probably do that before I would do the balloons. But that's the lesson. Like I said, this is going to last for 3 weeks, and each week I'll add a little bit more, starting with magnets. Now, they do need to know that magnets and static are really not the same thing, but they do repel and attract. So these are the 2 words that we're going to be focusing on for the next few weeks. All right, have a good time.